In the context of portfolio management, the process of rebalancing a portfolio's composition is most likely to be regarded as what? Well, first of all, what does it actually mean to rebalance? Well, let's say initially you want to position your portfolio this way. You want to have 70% equity and you want to have, let's say, 30% fixed income. Okay. Now, essentially, that is your long-term asset allocation. But let's say over the next year, maybe the equity markets do really well, okay? And, well, let's say they do really well compared with fixed income. So 1 year later, we're actually in a position where our portfolio is maybe, in terms of value, 80% equity and 20% fixed income. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, because maybe equity market's done really well, but what you want to do is get back to your long-term asset allocation, i.e. get back to 70-30. So what you do here is you would actually sell some equity and use the proceeds to invest in more fixed income. So you get back to your intended asset allocation of 70-30. Now, in terms of answering the question, is it A, B or C? Well, essentially, if you think about B, the planning stage, this happens before you place any money. Okay, now, what I've just described is obviously 1 year on. So you place your money, you look at the position a year later and ask yourself the question, am I still on target in terms of my asset allocation? If not, I will rebalance. The planning stage, given that it happens before you place any money, clearly is not the right answer. And likewise, the execution step, well, that's when you actually buy the assets initially. Okay, so I've made my decision, done all my planning, yeah, and I decide to put my money into the market. I decide to put it in 70% equity, 30% fixed income. Okay, I maybe choose, what markets I want to be in, what investments I actually want to buy. But again, that actually happens at the start, if you like, the start of the year. Okay, what I'm looking at is what happens at the end of the first year or the end of the second year. Okay, and so that is really very much a feedback step. Okay, so the answer here is answer C. So after the event, we then assess where we are. Okay, a bit like if you go on a training course, the tutors might ask for feedback at the end. Same sort of idea. It happens at the end of the process. So at the end of the year, you will ask yourself the question: where am I now? Have I achieved what I want to achieve? Is my asset allocation as it should be?